I'd like to use this design to demonstrate that it's possible to take information from a plant schedule, and I have quite an extensive one here, and write it out in a form that can be manipulated by other tools such as Excel. Let's do that. We go to GCAD Plus and move down here to extract schedules, and we want to extract the information that's in that plant schedule and put it in a form that spreadsheets can understand. So here we go. We're going to export a CSV file, and let's call it schedule. And we'll save it, and it's now in a form that we can use in a tool such as Excel. I'll move to my search tool and start Excel, and we'll open a blank workbook. When we get to this point, we can insert that CSV file into here. So if we click Data, from Text CSV, we'll then need to navigate to the source of that data, and of course it's on the desktop, and this is the one we wrote out. So we use Excel's import tool to bring this information in. The tool is running, we get a preview of what the data will look like, and at this point we can transform the data and accept it. If I scroll down, we can see the bottom of the list, and I'm happy with that. You may not need that column, so let's select it, and interesting, they would change. I would normally delete that, but we'll remove that column. We're happy with the preview, so we'll close and load it. And there we are, there's our Excel spreadsheet now with that information, so we can perform some editing now. I'd be inclined to remove, there's a double English lavender there, so I would be inclined to remove that. What we now want to do is save that in a form that we could use as an attached GCP file in the GCAD Plus environment. To do that, we need to save it in a different file format. So from Excel, I'll use File and Save As, and pick this drop down, pick Excel Workbook, and we want to save it as Tab Delimited Text. I don't want to call Book 1, I'll just call this Test 2, and we'll click Save. We get a warning, which we'll ignore for the moment. So it has saved the text on my desktop. So if I come here, we should be able to go to my user and my desktop. And here's Test 2. Our next step is to start Windows Explorer. Go to View and Show, and make sure File Name Extensions is on. Now here's our text file, it's called test.txt, and if we go to Properties and Details, notice that it's just text.txt, and what we want to do is to rename that to test.gcp. So I'll cancel from there. We've got the file selected. We're on Windows 11 here, so we can click here and
try that again, select the file and choose the rename tool. So we saved it as a text file. You might see it as text test.txt.txt. Either way, we need to backspace over here and just have a clean file called test.gcp. And yeah, we're happy to do that. Now we go back to our drawing and we'll see if we can load it. GCAD Plus, attach a GCP file. Now we need to find in C, users, my username, desktop, and here it is, test GCP. With a bit of luck we can open it, and bingo, we've extracted from a drawing which did not have a GCP file associated with it, and we've got one. So we can now play with the GCP. We can delete the column. The red underlining means that we haven't okayed that Berberis Thunberg or any of these underlined means that GCAD Plus thinks you might possibly have misspelled the botanical name. You see here, you can edit now, Trachelospermum it should be. So you just jump in and change, and away we go. So we have the botanical name, common name, type, code, pot size and cost all set. So we now have, oh, here's another one, the Mexican feather. It's going to make for a messy plant schedule if we leave all these in here. So I'd work my way down through that list. Take out any doubling up of the botanical name and common name. So I'm fairly happy with that now. We can now run the plant schedule tool again, and we'll be working with our own local. If you look down here, there's our test GCP file. So that's somewhat long-winded, but a useful technique if you're really stuck and lose a GCP file after having tagged some entries. Well, let's do a little test run. So GCAD Plus, plant schedules, draw. We'll just do a standard one to start with. Text height, I think we used, it was 75 before. A corner point will come across here and come like so. And there we are, that's gone very nicely indeed. Let me just change the view so that we have a white background. That looks good. So clearly we need to go back and edit that plant database file and put some more common names in. We can also, if we want to, edit it. And I'm not familiar with all of these terms, but we could pick, let the mouse hover over Palmatum and add that word. And now you'll notice the red underlining disappears. When you save the drawing, the little dictionary will be saved with the file as well. So you gradually improve the accuracy of your botanical naming.